like the way my hair looks. Wait, bring the mic closer. Hello. Howdy. Bring the mic a little bit more closer. Just don't do that. Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to a new episode of Anime Talk. This is a series in which I talk about anime that are either good or bad, old or new. I usually talk about the first couple of episodes of a series, whether I'll be interested in continuing the series or not. And the series that I'm going to be talking about today is one that I've been waiting to watch for a very long time. It is DOROHEDORO. I've already been reading the manga, so I'm already an established fan, so hearing that this anime was coming out and being adapted from the manga, I was curious to see how they were going to do it. And let's just say I was not disappointed. In fact, I was very satisfied with it. But we should probably talk about what DOROHEDORO is all about. So we have our main character, Kaiman, who wakes up one day in a dark alleyway and is found by Nikaido, one of his friends, and he discovers that he has a lizard head. He has like a reptile head, and he doesn't know anything. He lost his memory. He has amnesia for the whole event, so he doesn't really particularly know who he was. And the only thing he remembers is that he was probably transformed by a specific sorcerer, and he goes around attacking different sorcerers and, you know, just kind of gobbling them up, and to see like a human head inside of his mouth asking whether or not you recognize him or not, like, do you know? And, you know, usually it's no, and he usually has to kill the sorcerers because he's looking for that specific sorcerer who turned him into that reptile. And the other sorcerers get interested in the specific sorcerer who turned Kaiman into the reptile because, you know, he's pretty immune to sorcerer magic. Nothing can touch him at all. So they're like, oh shoot, we're super interested in that sorcerer, so we're gonna find the sorcerer, but try to also as well kill Kaiman and also Nikaido. So that's basically the premise of DOROHEDORO. It's just basically about who done it sort of thing, like who's the sorcerer who did this to the main protagonist. And I am really impressed by the anime adaptation. I'm currently watching it on Netflix, and I suggest that you lovelies check it out on Netflix as well. I am watching it in the English dub, and let me tell you what, the English dub is really good. You have some really good voice casting. I really love the voice of Shin. I'll put whoever is voicing Shin. You're doing a freaking great job, and Noi as well too. Those two are like my absolute favorite characters, and they're portraying those characters so well, so good job to those two voice actors. Like, you're killing it. As you can tell probably from the anime footage that you're seeing as of right now, it does do a mix of 2D and 3D, such in the same frame as Beastars. It does do it in a very different style. It definitely isn't as fluid as Studio Orange does with their 3D animations, but it still looks really good. It's still very stylized, and I think it works for the style of DOROHEDORO very well. And if you have seen the style of DOROHEDORO, it is very detailed, it is very sketchy, very grimy, but I really do like the approach they did with the art style in the anime. They do a lot of experimental stuff in the anime, which I can really appreciate from it. So MAPPA is doing a really good job of it. I have no issues with the visuals whatsoever. They're doing a good job with the 3D. It doesn't really take me out of the experience. They do still do the action scenes really well in the anime. They still show the gory, you know, action and the gory scenes really well, as it's adapted for the manga really well as well too. Not as graphic, but you get the gist that it is still a very graphic story. It is a very grim setting. The background art is also very fantastic. It definitely does feel like something that's out of the manga and put into the anime. They put a lot of detail in the background art. And like I said, switching between the 2D and the 3D models, it works really well because they've kind of like made the style so kind of simple to animate, but you can still tell that it's still the style of DOROHEDORO, if that makes any sense. Like, it still keeps the good style of the manga really well, so you're not really taking out of the experience. Of course, I love the characters. They're so wacky, they're so goofy. Like, of course they do take their job seriously as trying to find one another, trying to find the sorcerers, and trying to figure out pieces about sorcerers and the sorcerer that Kaiman is going after. And they always take a shot every single time a character talks about food, because you would think this is like a cooking anime. I just love it. They always talk about gyoza. I'm like, man, dude, I want some gyoza too. That sounds freaking delicious right now. I love it. Every scene, you're gonna like see food in every episode, whether it's like mushrooms or ramen or mochi. It's freaking great. I love these characters so much. Like, I love the character interactions. They interact so well, especially Kaiman and Nikaido. Like, they just really go hand in hand as a team. And I really like their simple history together. Like, they get each other. They're like, hey, you're feeling down. Want some gyoza? He's like, oh, heck yeah, man. And they also have Nori and Shin, which I really like their chemistry too. Like, they're always, like, trying to, like, see who can, like, beat the best out of them or whatever. Like, their chemistry is great too. Like I said, great voice acting. I also really like the opening and the end theme a lot. I love the craziness in the opening and the ending theme. And for episode 3, they changed it up a little bit because of the current event that happened in episode 3, which I won't get into because spoilers, of course. What else to mention? The pacing. It's surprising. Like, I'm surprised how quickly they're going through a couple of the chapters of DOROHEDORO, because by episode 3, it's already halfway through volume 2. I've only read up to volume 3 of DOROHEDORO as far as I can find the manga, but I mostly have to order them online. But I think they're doing a really good job of pacing it from the manga to the anime. Like, it doesn't feel rushed. I feel like the way that they're pacing it in the anime feels natural, because it feels like it's like the same kind of pacing as the manga is, so I really like how the pacing is in the anime. So it just goes from scene to scene really nicely, and it doesn't feel distracting. And in a lot of scenes, they do a lot of, like I said, do a lot of experimental things with a lot of, like, the effects, like the editing and stuff, so I'm really enjoying it a lot. I haven't personally watched it in Japanese. Like I said before, I'm really enjoying it in English, but definitely tell me what you guys think of the Japanese audio. I might have to check it out just to compare characters' voices, but I'm really satisfied with the English dub. Like I said, the English dubs, like, all the characters sound really good. Like, I have no complaints about any of the characters whatsoever. I just like how Kaiman is just always shouting all the time. It fits really well, you know? And by the way that I am describing this anime, of course, I give it a high recommendation. I am really enjoying it, and I bet a lot of people who like the very over-the-top action, the interesting mystery, and the very gritty setting. It's a very steampunk setting, and I feel like a lot of people will appreciate the steampunk setting. They do a lot of creative things with it, I don't know. It's so creative. Like, DOROHEDORO definitely has to be one of my favorite mangas at the moment as I'm reading right now, and as I'm watching it currently right now as well too. So, like I said, if you haven't heard of DOROHEDORO, I hope this little quick summary and quick little first impression of the anime has gotten you interested in whether watching the anime and the manga. I do recommend both. You can go with either or. I'm still gonna be reading the manga because I think DOROHEDORO probably ends at, like, episode 13, but I kind of want to read the manga first so that way I can compare scenes from the manga to the anime. It's really fun to do. I really definitely enjoy it a lot, so kudos to Studio Mappa for doing a really good job with the 3D. 3D is hard to do, especially anime, but it's doing a really good job with it, so Studio Mappa and, you know, Studio Orange are doing really good jobs with the 3D, so yeah. So tell me what you guys think about DOROHEDORO, whether you discovered it for the anime first or you discovered it for the manga. I would love to hear your lovelies' opinions about it, as always. So thank you so much, my lovelies, for watching a new episode of Anime Talk. It's always so much fun to talk about my first impressions about things with you, and, you know, and I like to hear your lovelies' experiences with anime that I talk about. And if you want to see the past episodes of Anime Talk, I have left a playlist in the description below so you can see my other impressions of anime, of stuff from the past that I filmed. Smooth for me. Unscripted. So thank you, my lovelies, for watching this episode. I hope to see you in a future episode of Anime Talk, and I hope to see you in a future video, whatever I'm working on currently. Who knows? Because I have too many projects, but you know what? We'll see. So keep being wonderful, keep being beautiful, and keep that smile strong. Peace, my lovelies.